It's probably a dream come true. Never thought this would happen. I wandered by here and could not go to college because my father died and my mother couldn't afford it, and I stopped by and Coach Chad told me to come on, he'd give me a scholarship, and it has meant my whole life. It's been the world to me, I should say. In 1949, I came here and Coach, well, as I said, Coach Chadwick was the only coach, and he said to us, you know, we're going to first day, September the 1st, about 130 boys, and he had, I think, 33 scholarships to give. And I said, he offered me a scholarship before I came. I said, I think maybe I better do pretty good to get that scholarship. But after the first practice of 3 hours in 100-degree weather, about 30 or 40 were out on the highway hitchhiking home. That afternoon, after another 3 hours session, the same thing happened. So they just cut themselves out, and I said, if I can stand it long enough, I may get one of those 33 scholarships, which I was lucky to do. Well, back in those days, there were no wide receivers. We didn't know what a wide receiver was. The widest thing we had was the wing back, who was 1 yard deep and 1 yard outside of the tight end on either side. You know, we had two tight ends. I happened to letter all 4 years, and I played a good bit of football in my freshman year. And somehow against the University of Tampa, I got open and the ball was thrown to me, and I scored 3 times, and I set the record for the most touchdowns in one game, and it still stands, and it's been tied numerous times by wide receivers. And the first thing that pops in my mind is we played Western Kentucky University up on that big hill that the school stands on. And when we walked into the hotel, when we arrived on Friday, there was a television in the lobby of the hotel. First television that any of us from Delta State had ever seen. It was fuzzy, you could hardly see. I don't even remember what was playing, but it would go in and out. I started off, when I left here in '53, the Korean War was in progress. And I had to go immediately into service, and I served 2 years. And I ended up getting my discharge in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And I was fortunate enough to get an assistant coaching job at a suburban school in Harrisburg, which was called Susquehanna Township High School. Happened to have a head coach that had played at West Virginia University, and he taught me a lot about coaching football in those 2 years. And then I left there and came back to Greenville, Mississippi, and coached 14 years at Greenville St. Joseph. In that time when I was here, we probably only had between 400 and 500 students, and you knew everyone. But Dr. Watt, Kent Watt, was still in high school, and his mother and dad and family lived in our dormitory where we were housed playing football. So Kent was in and out of our room all the time, and it's great that he went on. And actually, I got to play with Kent 1 year. My senior year, he was a freshman, and we got to play together. And also on that team was Aubrey Roselle, who was a freshman at that time. went on to play pro football, did an outstanding job here, and then went on and played some pro football. Horace McCool was a student assistant at that time. I think Horace probably had been in service and had come back here to get himself eligible again. Darrell Foreman was here, but did not play any football. Wig Raleigh was here, and he was a trainer at that time for the school. The biggest thing was the faculty, administration, and the student body. There was so much friendship among everyone. No one treated you badly. It was always friendly, nice. The faculty went out of their way to help you. President of the school at that time was Dr. Keithley, William Keithley, and like I said, it was very small at that time. It's a great honor. It really is, and I appreciate this very much. But most of all, I appreciate the opportunity that Delta State gave me to get an education. Otherwise, I probably would never have had a college education. And from that background, it has served my life, and I've been blessed by God, and I certainly thank Him. And I'm now 87 years old. I'm still able to play a little golf. Can't run or play football anymore, but I can play a little golf and walk a mile or so every day. So I have been blessed, and I owe everything to Delta State for that.